Hey everyone, and welcome. I am absolutely thrilled to have all you young, focused learners out there, and of course your grown-ups, hanging out with us today. Let's just jump right into this super colorful explainer all about why we get mad. Seriously, today we're going to put on our detective hats and figure out exactly what's happening inside our heads when those massive, loud, angry feelings totally take over. And even better, we're going to learn exactly how to cool them down. Okay, so tell me this. Have you ever felt so completely, unbelievably frustrated that you felt like you were just going to explode? Well, a really smart brain scientist named Dr. Dan Siegel actually calls this flipping your lid. It's basically that crazy feeling when your anger gets so big, your brain just kind of pops its top. Let's picture this together, okay? Imagine you're sitting on the floor and you are totally in the zone, super focused. You are building the absolute tallest, most amazing block tower that has literally ever existed in the history of the world. You're carefully placing one block right on top of another. It is perfectly balanced, and you are just so proud of your hard work. And then, crash. Out of nowhere, your little brother bumps it, or maybe it just wobbles and tips over on its own, and boom, the whole thing falls into this giant, messy pile of blocks. Ugh. Suddenly, you feel this massive, overwhelming wave of frustration hitting you. You might want to scream or cry or even launch a toy right across the room. But hold on, what is actually happening inside your head at that exact second? Let's go into science mode for a minute. Deep, deep inside your brain, there's this tiny little part called the amygdala. You can think of the amygdala as your downstairs brain. Its whole job, its entire purpose, is to act like a super fast emergency alarm system. It's just constantly looking out for danger to keep you safe. See, your brain is actually kind of split into two teams. You've got the downstairs brain. That's the amygdala, all about big feelings and ringing the alarm. But right behind your forehead, you've got the prefrontal cortex, which we like to call the upstairs brain. That is the thinking, logical, problem-solving part of your brain. And here's a really cool fact. For kids, that upstairs brain is actually still growing and hitting the gym, building up its muscles. So what happens when that epic block tower falls? Well, your downstairs brain sees that crash and completely panics. It sounds an alarm so incredibly loud that it actually shuts off your upstairs brain entirely. Scientists call this an amygdala hijack. It literally means your big, wild feelings have grabbed the steering wheel, and your thinking brain, yeah, it's basically been locked in the trunk. During a hijack, your logical brain just goes completely offline. And grown-ups, hey, this is absolutely crucial for you to hear too. If you've ever tried to reason with a kid who is right in the middle of a meltdown, or, a toddler who's completely losing it because their banana broke in half, it doesn't work. Why? Because the logical, reasoning part of their brain is literally disconnected in that moment. They physically cannot process your logic right then. So kids, let's go back to being detectives for a second. How does this actually show up in your body? When you get really, really mad, what kind of clues is your body giving you to say, hey, the downstairs alarm is ringing? How do you physically feel? Well, your body actually gives you a ton of clues. Your face might get all flushed and hot. Your palms might get super sweaty. Your heartbeat starts racing insanely fast, thump, thump, thump. And your hands might squeeze into tight little fists, like you're trying to squish a pair of lemons. All of this happens because your brain is flooding your system with adrenaline and cortisol. These are chemicals that tell your body, time to fight or run away. But then, we can pause. I want to tell you something absolutely essential here. If you feel this way, you are not bad. Honestly, your brain is just overwhelmed. Feeling angry is a completely normal survival instinct. Your brain is literally just trying to protect you. An amygdala hijack doesn't mean you're acting bad. It just means your emotions have temporarily run away from your logic, and that's okay. But we definitely don't want to stay hijacked forever, do we? No way. We need to help that thinking brain get out of the trunk and hop back into the driver's seat. It's time to cool down that downstairs alarm system. And the best part? We've got some incredible magic tools to do exactly that. Let's check out our first empowerment tool. We call this magic tool number 1, bubble breaths. Breathing slowly is honestly like splashing cool, refreshing water directly onto that hot, noisy brain alarm. Okay, let's actually practice this together right now. Sit up nice and straight. Now pretend you're holding a wand with the absolute best bubble soap ever made. Take a deep breath in through your nose, and now exhale very, very slowly through your mouth. Imagine you are blowing the biggest, most giant, rainbow-colored bubble in the entire room. Those slow exhales actually tell your nervous system that you are completely safe. That was amazing. All right, moving on to magic tool number 2, box breathing. This is a super powerful deep breathing exercise that actually gives your busy brain a job to do, so it stops focusing so much on being mad. Here's how we do it. Hold a finger up in the air, or you can just trace right on the palm of your hand. We're going to draw a box, start at the bottom corner, trace up the side, and breathe in for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now trace across the top and hold that breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trace down the other side and breathe out really slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. And trace across the bottom, holding it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Seriously, just doing this a few times works like absolute magic to settle things down. And that brings us to magic tool number 3, squeeze and release. Because, let's be real, sometimes when we're mad, we just have way too much angry energy buzzing around in our muscles, and breathing isn't quite enough to fix it yet. We need a quick sensory reset. So let's try this one. I want you to squeeze your fists as tight as you possibly can. Pretend you've got 2 really tough lemons in your hands and you need to squeeze absolutely all the juice out of them. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Hold all that tension and now just let them drop and relax completely. Do you feel that? By tightening up and then letting go, you're actually proving to your brain that you are in control of your body. You can literally feel all that mad melt right out of your fingertips. Now here's the thing. Sometimes, even when we use our magic tools, those big feelings are just way too gigantic to handle all by ourselves. The alarm is just ringing way too loud. And you know what? That is completely 100% okay. You don't have to turn the alarm off all by yourself. Actually, that is exactly what grown-ups are for. The science sources actually call this co-regulation. I know, it's a big fancy word, but it really just means calming down together with a safe, calm adult. When a parent or a teacher stays calm and connects with you, their calm nervous system literally acts like a bridge, helping your logical upstairs brain climb right out of that trunk and come back online. And grown-ups, the researchers have a fantastic 3-step script to help you be that bridge during a meltdown. Step 1, name it. Say something like, your body looks really mad and tight. Step 2, normalize it. It totally makes sense you're frustrated that the tower fell. And step 3, find the next step. Offer a choice within some structure, like let's do 2 bubble breaths together and then we can pick up the blocks. Remember, validate first, fix second. And then this really beautiful thing happens. As you take those deep breaths or squeeze those imaginary lemons and get a nice calm hug from a grown-up, your body cools down. The adrenaline just fades away. The downstairs alarm finally stops ringing and ding, the logical thinking upstairs brain wakes right back up. Now that your lid is no longer flipped and you are totally back in control of your own steering wheel, you can start making flexible, good choices again. Because your thinking brain is actually working, you can use your words to explain why you're upset. You can ask for help. You can decide to just take a break. Or, hey, you can gather up those blocks and try building that epic tower all over again. The absolute biggest takeaway from all the research we looked at today is this. Feeling angry is completely normal. Seriously, everyone gets mad. But learning to use these calming tools to turn that internal alarm off, that is your absolute superpower. It makes you an incredibly resilient superhero who is totally in charge of their own brain. So, my young brain detectives, I want to leave you with this one question to think about. Next time your block tower falls, or your banana breaks, or things just do not go your way, which magic breath are you going to use to keep your lid on? Practice those bubble breaths and box breathing today, and I promise you'll be ready for absolutely anything. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you next time.